Hey everybody, hi, it's Todd from Ello. In this tutorial, we are going to look at Bitly and how you can use Bitly to share links online with ease. So Bitly is a link shortener, so it'll take a long link and make it really short, a very short name that's easy to remember and share. So let's look at some examples. Let's say you want to do an activity like something on Ello, and you want to do the puzzle that they have down here where the students try to put a conversation together by putting the words in the blank spaces. I often do this with my students. They'll work together and then they'll actually read the conversation. So I want the students to do this, but how would I share it, right? So I can't actually send them an email or anything. So what you can do is use Bitly. So if you find something online you want to share, you just go ahead and grab the URL and then you go to Bitly. And then in your account, what you would do is click Create New. And then you have some choices. You could actually build a landing page or just create a QR code. But here I'm going to shorten a link. So I would click that little option. And then we have the destination URL. And I just paste in the long link. And then in this case, I'm just going to click Create Your Link. So I'll be done. Very, very easy to do. And then notice Bitly gave me this really short name. So now it's for GGSRCE. Not bad, easy to remember, but we can even change it and make it easier than that. So I'm going to actually click on View Link Details, and I'm going to change the name. So today is June 10th. So an easy way to do it is just actually do the date and then maybe the activity. So I'm going to edit the back half, and I'm going to change the name to 06 for June, 10 for the 10th, and then the activity is due for emphasis, and I'm going to put DFE1. So I have 0610, which is the date, DFE, which is just the activity name, and 1, because I'm going to reuse that name in just a second, and you'll see why. So I go ahead and click Save, and I am done. So there it is, I have it. And now if I were to click on this link, it'll open it up, and then voila, I have the activity, and I could share it with students. Now another thing that I could do is I can create a QR code. So once you've done that, you can just click the Create QR Code option right below, and then just click Create Your QR Code. They do give you some stylization options, but I never use that. I just click Create Your Own Code. And then I have it. So then now if I have access to a monitor and I want to share the QR code, I could actually just do that. So I open up my camera, I just post it at the screen, or I guess aim it at the screen, and then voila, I have it. Okay, so we've done a basic activity. Now, what if, though, you have a situation where you want the students to do like a puzzle on their laptop? This is common at university where I teach now. So they all have their computer, they have access to the internet, but I can't use a QR code. And this activity is actually related to the other one. So now what I'm going to do is I am going to create a copyable link and share it with the students, and then actually just change the name just a little bit. So here is the original shareable link that I have for this puzzle. And the students actually try to type in the correct word and the cell turns green. And I took that link and I just changed where it said edit and sharing, and I changed it to copy. So now I can share this worksheet with the students. So I'm going to grab the shareable link, and again I changed where it said edit, I changed it to just copy, and then I'm going to go to Bitly and I'm going to create a new link, and this time I'm going to paste that in there. And I'm going to use the same name that we used before, which is 0610, and it was due for emphasis. And now I'm going to say due for emphasis 2. So I believe before it was DFE1. Now I'm going to use DFE2. So I create my link. So it's a little bit different, but it's very similar. And now I've got this link. Now watch this. If I copy the link, and I come to another browser and I go ahead and type this in, or I just paste it in, I'm sorry. So I get this right here. I get make a copy. Now again, I could easily type this in. It's bit.ly, so a student could easily do this, and it's 0610DFE2. And if a student hits enter, they get this page from Google Sheets that says, hey, would you like to make a copy? So now the student just makes a copy and they have their own version of the activity. So using Bitly, it was very easy for me to take a shareable link from the Google Sheet and then share it with the student, and they could just type it in the URL because they didn't have access to a QR code, and then now they have their own worksheet and they can work on it. And by the way, in case you're curious how this puzzle works is, this is due for emphasis, right? Like, did you have a good time? Yes, I did have a good time. Do you speak Spanish? Yes, I do speak Spanish. So for this activity, what the students would do is they would type in due for emphasis, and then if they do it correctly, not so, it has to be due. If they do it correctly, the cell will turn green. So for example, for number 2, did Bob attend the meeting? B, he attended the meeting, but not for long. So if I change that to due for emphasis, he did attend the meeting, and I have to remove the ED, it'll turn green. So we've shared a homework assignment with the students. That's done. And so now we're going to take it a little bit further, and now we are actually going to create a homework page. So now we know how Bitly works, and so what I did is I actually made a homework page just for my students. So here it is. So let's say the class is IEB, Intermediate English Class B, 26 is the year, and G is actually the class number, right? So let's say I have a class and I want to share this with them, right? I want to have a homework page where every day I just post the links. I don't want to have to send a link for every activity. I can just have one page that's basically the class web page with all the homework. Well, you could do that using a Google Doc, and then with Bitly, you can make a very memorable name. So with that link, what I did is at Bitly, I'm going to go ahead and show you my links here. I created a page, and it's very easy to remember. It's right here. So it's Bitly IEB 26G. And if I click on that, it's going to open it up. Now this is really important. I'm glad you're seeing this. Sometimes you'll get this kind of interface option before you go to the page. Just click to continue to destination at the bottom and you go through. Or just wait and you go through. But anyway, so now I have this. I have a Bitly link just for the homework page. Pretty cool, right? But what about this? What if you have class H, class I, class M, right? You might have multiple classes and you want a different homework page for each class. No problem. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a copy of this on my Google Drive, and then I'm going to change it now to maybe it's class H. So it's the same course, the same year, it's just a different class, different students. This is class H, the other one was class G. So now all I have to do is I would come up to share, and I would get a shareable link here, and just grab that, and I'm going to click anyone with the link, and I'm going to leave it at viewer because I don't want them to edit it, although that's up to the teacher. And I'm going to copy the link, so there it is, and then I'm going to come back to Bitly, and I'm going to do the exact same naming convention. Create new, shorten link, go ahead and paste that in there, and this is going to be class IEB 26, that's the year, and this is class H. So it's just a little bit different. And then notice I have the title down here, and I create the link, and it's all set. So now I have 2 separate home pages for my students, and for me it's very easy to remember. It's a very easy mnemonic. Okay, so now remember I said that we're going to do this in 10 minutes? Well, I've got about 2 minutes to go. So now I'm going to show you how to actually create the returnable homework page. So now what I've done is on this page, we're going to go back to the original, the students can submit their homework. So I have a homework page that they can submit. So now if a student wants to do an activity, if they get an activity, right, and then they do the activity, and then they want to share it with me, well, now it's actually very easy to do. So now what the student would do is, let's say they do this assignment and they want to share it with me. So now the student is going to be like, okay, I have to submit my homework, so I want to share it with the teacher. So they could just come now and type in that address, and it's always easy to remember. So in our case, it was IEB 26G. We'll do the first class, how's that? They would go ahead and submit it, and then there it is, there's the homework page. Now the student can go to the work that they did, whatever the document that I gave them. They can click share, copy the link, but they want to make sure that they choose anyone with the link. copy that link, and then what they're going to do is just take that link and come back over, and in the submission process, open it up, put in their name, put in the homework that they did, and then maybe a comment. Cool, whatever, thank you, it was difficult, I don't know how to do it, whatever. So you can have a comment box if you want, and they submit it, and then that's it. Now, what's really cool about this is if you actually go to the form that you created, the Google form to collect the homework, here it is. Now notice I have 2 responses, and if I actually click on View in Sheets, I will actually get a tally of all the homework that the students did. So now it's very easy. Notice it took us about 10 minutes to create this system with Bitly. So now we can share links, right? We can share links on a laptop. We can share links on a phone. We can create a home page that we can use again and again and again, that students can always submit their homework. We can create worksheets that we can send, make copies of. So it's a really, really fun system. So I highly recommend it. Also, one kind of cool thing that you can do with Bitly is it even tracks the results, so you can actually look at the analytics and see how often students click on things. But that's it. That's using Bitly. Very, very useful. I hope you like this tutorial. Please check the notes below for more details and a step-by-step process on how to do it. Notice it only took us about 10 minutes to do, so it's very easy to set up, and you can use it again and again. And that's it. Thanks for watching this tutorial, and please stay tuned for the next one.